What's up guys, welcome back to another remote work from home job video on the work from home channel. In today's video I'll be covering two high paying job positions here. One is going to be paying anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 per year, remote position as a employee success associate. Other position here is going to be paying anywhere from $100,000 to $136,000 as the base salary, and this is for a senior client success manager. Both are remote roles, but for some or for one, you may need to be living in some particular cities or at least close there, because even though they're remote roles, they will require you to travel possibly up to 25% of the time. So keep that in mind. So if you're in the job market for a remote work from home job position, be sure to stick around to the very end of this video so you can hear about these two new job leads. Also, if you're watching from overseas, if you're outside the US, here's a job that you could apply to right now. And this is going to be a remote position and you can apply from just about anywhere in the world. Also guys, if this is your first time coming across this channel, be sure to go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. Also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so that way you can always get the updates of when I post brand new work from home job videos, which I try to do every single day. And these are usually the highest paying remote work from home jobs that I could find online. So in this position, this is going to be working as a business development team lead. And the only restriction here is that even though this is remote and you can work from just about anywhere, they are not hiring from Australia or New Zealand. So if you're not inside these two countries, then you can apply for this position. Now, the business development team lead here is going to be someone who combines a solid business development background with the ambition to step into a leadership role. This person will define and execute their business development strategy, manage and mentor a growing team, and also personally own some of their highest value relationships, as they put it here. They're looking for someone that has a hands-on approach, someone that has strategic thinking, and also the ability to translate technical concepts into compelling value propositions for diverse partners, from fintech giants to DeFi protocols. So that's a little bit of what you'll be doing in this position. Now you guys could go through the entire job listing here, skills and things that you need to have to be able to land this position. Only downside is that there was not any mention of a salary or what the compensation would be like for this position. So that's the only downside. But if you are interested and you're outside the US, Australia, or New Zealand, then I'll leave the link down below where you guys can go ahead and apply for this one. Now quickly, another job I want to cover that is also for anyone outside the US, particularly if you're in the Philippines, is going to be at HitPay, and they're currently hiring for a business development executive. And in this position, you will focus on building merchant adoption of in-person payment solutions, expanding partnerships, and ensuring HitPay's payment terminals become the go-to choice for SMBs in the Philippines. The ideal candidate here is entrepreneurial, customer-focused, and skilled at building relationships with merchants, distributors, and partners. You'll also work closely with sales, product, and operations teams to grow terminal adoption and revenue in this key market. Now, this job is hybrid remote, so you may be required to work in an office sometimes, but you definitely need to be in the Philippines. So if you are in the Philippines, or if you know of someone that is there that's looking for a hybrid remote type of job, then you can go ahead and forward this to them. I'll leave the link down below as well. And again, only downside that I could find here is that there was no mention of a salary or what the compensation would be like. But again, if you're interested, you can apply and you can get that information during the interview process. Now, let's move into the main job leads for today's video. So first one is going to be a senior client success manager. And right off the bat, guys, this job is paying up to $136,000. This is the base annual salary for this position. Now, in this position as a client or senior client success manager, and actually before we get into the job details, Just want to point out that this is a remote position. However, candidates must currently live in California to be considered for this particular position, as employees will need to be able to travel up to 25% of the time. So for this one, you definitely need to be in California, even though it is a remote position. As for the role or expectations here, they're looking for someone who is passionate about delivering outstanding end-to-end customer service, is an effective communicator, negotiator, trusted partner, and strategic advisor. Also, they're looking for someone who is flexible as their organization evolves quickly, and someone that has the desire to drive change in a fast-paced environment. As for requirements for the job here, you need to be able to drive and deliver gold standard end-to-end client experiences, also be a trusted partner and a strategic advisor, be a trusted advocate, be someone who champions continuous improvement, also be a team member to other team members. As for qualifications here, you need to have a 4-year college degree or professional cert in a similar or related field that is preferred, or any equivalent combination of education and related experience that will be required. Also, a minimum of 3 years of leave of absence administration or a related field in which knowledge and application of federal and state laws or state leave laws is necessary. Also, minimum 5 years in a client-facing role and proven track record of being a strategic partner and trusted advisor. Also, again, ability to travel up to 25% of the time that is required, even though this is a remote role. Here's some skills that you will need for this position. So negotiation expertise, a consultative nature, customer focus, strong communication skills, problem solving skills, time management skills, business acumen, organization and prioritization, and also technical skills, which would cover like Microsoft Office and information retrieval. So I'd say if you've had any type of working experience before, chances are you have most of these skills, if not all. And again, job is paying anywhere from $100,000 to $136,000 per year. That is the base salary. So only downside here is that even though it's remote, you definitely need to be inside California. But if you are, apply. If you know someone that is looking for a remote job, be sure to forward this to them so they could apply to this as well. Next job is also from the Larkin company. Also, guys, just in case you don't know what this company does, they're in the business of leave of absence administration and pay, also ADA compliance and accommodations management, family care concierge. So that's kind of the business of what the Larkin company is in. Now, second position here is a employee success associate. This is a remote position. Now, for this one, says here, as a remote first organization, employees are expected to primarily work within reasonable driving commute to their main office locations. And these main office locations will include these cities right here. So you either need to be in one of these cities or close to. And the reason for that is that there will be required, or you will be required to travel bi-weekly to one of these locations. So you need to be, I would say, in a comfortable driving range of any of these cities, because every 2 weeks you may need to go into the office for some sort of meeting or security regulations or some other purpose. So even though this is remote, that's the one downside right there. Now, right off the bat, this job is paying $50,000 to $60,000 per year. So if you are interested, you can apply. What you'll be doing as a employee success associate, these are the job duties and essential functions right here. So administer a full workload of leaves of absence and ADA claims for multiple clients per client policies while adhering to federal and state leave law regulations. Also, ADA administration includes but is not limited to engaging in the interactive discussion process on behalf of the client, documenting the process, seeking clarification as necessary, and also acting as a resource for a client as they assess the request for recommendations on a case-by-case basis. Also, maintain high-quality employee leave and ADA files according to set standards and naming conventions. When required, coordinate between short-term disability insurance carriers, workers' compensation insurance providers, and the employee, also available to back up multiple accounts, perform other duties as assigned, expected to work 40 hours per week, expected to report to the office bi-weekly. So again, this is why being close to one of these locations is very important. Also expected to be a self-starter who can work independently, take initiative, actively participate in team discussions, and collaborate effectively while working in a remote first environment. Now, no matter what time zone you're in, working times seem to be the same. So 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., no matter what time zone you're in, that's when you'd be required to be at work. As for requirements, they're looking for someone with a 4-year college degree in a similar or related field. And some of these we went through before, but if you want to go through the entire list again, you could go through the job listing here, and you definitely should do that before you apply. Now, just in case you guys have never heard about this company before, the Larkin Company, I was able to find them on Glassdoor. Overall rating here is 2.9 out of 5 stars, so I would say a bit on the lower end, and this may have something to do with it. So work-life balance, employees frequently mention high workloads and unrealistic expectations, leading to burnout and a lack of work-life balance. Also compensation, although the benefits are competitive, many employees feel that the compensation does not adequately reflect the workload and responsibilities. Now, this is up to you, because going into these positions, you know exactly what the salary range is. So, I mean, right off the bat, you can choose whether you want to apply to the jobs or not. And if you really want to know what people had to say about working here, I mean, they have over 100 reviews, so you could go through some of the reviews and see what actual employees or former employees had to say about working here. One review left here, anonymous employee, they gave it a 5-star. Pros, been working with the company for several years and have zero plans to leave. Cons, there were some growing pains and the day-to-day can be chaotic here and there. But again, if you really want to know what most people had to say about working here, be sure to go ahead and check out these 103 reviews. Also, for salaries, this will give you a very good idea of where you fall within those salary ranges. So for example, a leave administrator here is making anywhere from $48,000 to $68,000 per year, and this is based on 23 reported salaries. So that is in line with the salary range we just saw, which was $50,000 to $60,000. So that's probably where most people fall within this range. And you could go through and look at other job positions here and see what people reported making, but they have over 200 salaries reported here. So you could definitely get this information very easily. So if you're interested, be sure to go ahead and apply as quickly as possible. Usually when I post these videos of brand new job leads, sometimes the job listings are pulled because of the amount of people applying. So you definitely want to get your application in before that happens. And both these jobs were listed just about a day ago, so they're brand new job leads. And for the ones outside the US, these jobs were posted today. So these are actually brand new, fresh job leads. So with all that covered, all the best in your job hunt. Hope you guys find that dream remote work from home job that you're looking for. And as always, all the best, and I'll talk to you guys very soon in the next video.